This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
You are looking live at Rutledge Stadium in Converse, Texas, where tonight it is our TNL finale. It's New Braunfels Canyon, the Cougars, against the Wagner Thunderbirds. Good evening, everybody. Don Harris with you in the press box. My broadcast partner, Chuck Mikatinik, down on the sidelines. We've had two back-to-back fantastic finishes on TNL, and this one promises to be the same. Wagner and New Braunfels Canyon, both 5-1 in district play, both playing for second place tonight behind Smithson Valley in that district. And Chuck, when we made the schedule, we knew this is what we might get tonight.
Well, the fascinating thing, Don, about both of these teams is they're playing in a really tough league, right? Well, they're in a tough league because, well, they're part of the reason why it's a tough league. I mean, these guys are really, really good. New Braunfels Canyon, these guys only one loss on the entire season. Wagner's won 5 ball games in a row. These two teams do it differently, but they're very, very good football teams on both sides of the ball. And the only thing at stake tonight is whether or not they're going to host a home playoff game in the first round. I'd say we got something going on here this evening.
Yeah, last week we saw one of the best running backs in the area. Tonight, we'll get a look at one of the best young quarterbacks in the area. This is Deuce Adams. He's a junior, and he is lighting up the stat sheet.
Indeed. So he's number 2 on his uniform, and his name is number 2 as well. But this young guy, really a talented ball player, both on the baseball field and the football field, but already getting the attention of the likes of Washington State that's offered him, UTSA and others. This guy is the dual threat that also is number 2. What a fantastic ball player. I can't wait to watch this guy play start to finish tonight.
Yeah, and he may be running for his life tonight from Greg Williams. The senior defensive end from Wagner is the real deal.
Yeah, this guy tenacious and just about everything you want in a high school football player. Leader, run stopper, pass rusher, whether his hand on the ground or not, this guy will get after everybody in the backfield. What a fantastic player he is. And his head coach, Jason Starren, says, if you're making a poster about what a high school football player looks like, this guy is Mr. Thursday night, Mr. Friday night. Just a terrific high school football player, and will probably play at the next level as well.
All right, TNL has gone down to the last play of the game the last 2 weeks. Will it happen again? It's Wagner, it's Canyon, it's TNL, and it's next. Our Gomez Law Firm keys to the game coming up. It is time for our Gomez Law Firm keys to the game. Chuck, let's first talk about those New Braunfels Canyon Cougars.
Well, they're going to try to limit the big play ability of Wagner. They'll lull you to sleep with the way they run the football, but they can go deep as well. Got to be able to tackle well against these guys in small spaces, and then you have to execute your drives on what Travis Bush believes will be limited amount of possessions on offense tonight.
Yeah, and when we talked to Coach Bush this week, it was on Halloween. We weren't sure if it was Travis Bush or if it was Ditkup.
You know, it's Halloween, and we work too hard. We work so hard all year, and this game should be fun. And the guys have had a great year. They've done a great job. We're in the playoffs and competing for a playoff spot this week for seeding. So we're going to work hard. We're going to play hard around here too. This is a good group. This starts back in January when they kind of made a commitment. They had something to prove, and that's been their motto all season. And the way they've worked, the leadership and the chemistry they've built throughout the offseason has really shown in the big ball games this year. And then they've done an amazing job of bonding together, and it's a fun group to coach.
Kind of hard to take him serious and the dick could get up.
Dude, and Coach Mendoza on his staff was Mr. Clean. That was elite.
How about the Wagner Thunderbirds, their keys?
Well, they got to win the turnover battle tonight because they're going to be facing a very explosive ball club on offense in Canyon. Win third downs, keep moving the chains, and that kind of leads to the last one, control the time of possession. You do not want the Canyon offense on the field.
Here's Coach Jason Starren.
They're very tough. They're high integrity, trustworthy kids, and they play as a family. We play as a team.
When we come back, we are closing in on kickoff. We'll have our national anthem, and then we'll have the Canyon Cougars taking on the T-Birds of Wagner on the finale of Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights.
Carried by Cadet Captain Keanu Hinojosa. Battalion flag carried by Cadet Captain Trinice Houston. The guards tonight, the United States Guard, Cadet Captain Joanna Thompson, and the Texas Guard, Cadet First Lieutenant Chantel Chavez. Our national anthem.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Vulcan Materials Company, Centro Med, Red McCombs Toyota, Texas Med Clinic, Cowboys AC, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Rhino Roofers, Atlas Floors Carpet One, Air and Plumbing Today, Solve HR, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Beluga Air, Christus Santa Rosa Sports Medicine, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Game Time Weather is sponsored by Air and Plumbing Today.
A beautiful night for football on our Air Today Game Time Weather. Great night for football. The wind out of the southeast at 14 miles an hour as the two teams are meeting at midfield for the coin toss.
This is going to be a fun ball game tonight, Don. Two diametrically opposed offenses. Look at Travis Bush. He's got college coaching on his resume. What a fantastic job he's done with these Cougs. They like to air it out, throw it all over the field, and then Wagner, they run a nuanced run game that's very, very sophisticated and new age, even though there's a mix of some old stuff in there as well. So it's going to be very, very fascinating to watch these two teams go and run the football and then throw the football on the other side.
The north end zone. All right, gentlemen, shake hands. Let's have a good football game.
All right, so Canyon won the toss. They will defer. It means the Wagner T-Birds will have it first. And as Chuck said, Jason Starren is 1 in a million when it comes to running the offense made famous by Paul Johnson. He really broke it out at Georgia Southern back in the day, won national championships in Division I AA. took it to Navy and then to Georgia Tech, you'll recognize it as kind of a triple option. It's not the wishbone. It's not the veer. It's not the split T. But it's a version of all of them, and it's a triple option basically that is fun to watch, hard to stop, and the play-by-play guy will have no idea who's got the football.
Nor the color guy. It is going to be fun to watch it all unfold because this thing is so nuanced, and I think they add little wrinkles to it each and every week too. They've been really, really explosive scoring the football during this 5-game winning streak. I believe it's 52 points a game, Don, during this stretch.
And back to receive the kick will be Wagner Taylor. He is one of the return men for Wagner, along with E.J. Bell, William Gaddis as well. And this ball will be brought out to the 10. Maybe not a great decision, to the 11-yard line, as that ball was brought out by Wagner Taylor and stopped short of the 15. So we'll see Cameron Smith, the Wagner quarterback, run this veer. We're just going to call it the veer. And Wagner Taylor is one of his dangerous running backs, along with Markel Ford, the senior, who's an San Antonio Sports All-Star. First down and 10. And here's your first look at it. They hand it right up the middle, and it's a nice gain of about 6. As you see this starting offensive line, you got to have good offensive linemen to run something like this, and Brian Gonzalez is that on the left side, along with Dylan Holcomb. As I said, Ford, who wears number 12, is in our San Antonio Sports All-Star game. And Cameron Smith, the man who makes it all go.
Yeah, Cameron Smith, don't go to sleep on his arm either. I mean, this guy's deceptive. He's really got a big-time cannon back there and averaging 20 yards a throw.
They run it to the right side. Canyon ready for it that time. Stopped short for no gain as we take a look at that Canyon defense. Lane Butau in there on the tackle that time, along with Colin Ott, who you're looking at right there. And you gotta love a football player with the name Muck and Fuss. Number 22, the linebacker, Aiden, is a second-team All-District performer from a year ago. 82 tackles on the season for Aiden Muck and Fuss. Sets up third down and 1. They'll run it straight up the middle, and it looks like they're going to get the first down, and they'll move the sticks. Three yards and a cloud of dust in the veer, and just enough for the first down.
Just like you draw it up, if you're Jason Starren, it's exactly what you want to do. Run clock, possess the football, move the chains, and they needed all 3 of those downs in order to get it. So far, so good for this Wagner offense.
They've been running this for a while there, had great success, multiple deep playoff runs a few years back, but they're in trouble here, and a great job by the Canyon defense to get back there. Muck and Fuss, joined by some teammates. Lawson Fields coming in for the tackle as well.
And Don, what's unique about the perspective we have from up here in the press box is almost the entire Canyon defense was over there near the ball. That's what you have to do if you're going to try to stop this offense from Wagner.
And again, it's an offense that will kind of lull you to sleep, as you said, and then pop one when you're not expecting it, because they have so many different looks out of it. They go in motion, they pitch that way, get a block on the seam, and across the 30, all the way to the 35 is Markel Ford. Big gainer for the T-Birds.
Look at how many guys were out there pulling and trucking for the Wagner T-Birds on this run. And Markel Ford, this young man playing hurt, you would never know it with the kind of season he's had. Tough as nails.
So it's a first down for the Wagner Thunderbirds. Ford with 400 yards coming into the game, averaging 12 yards a pop. He makes the most of his touches. Now they're going to put it in the air for the first time, and that ball is just overthrown
as they were looking for Ford out of the backfield.
Well, you can see how the run sets up the pass, right? I mean, right there, that was pretty much all you can eat if they could make that connection right there. This offense is really, really hard to stop. They give you so much to look at, so many keys to read, and if you're not really on point every single snap, you're going to be in a heap of trouble.
Paul Johnson won a couple of ACC titles with Georgia Tech running this. And they ran it to perfection. If you practice it and you execute it, just like Barry Switzer's old wishbone, it makes the defense think on every play. I'll hand it straight up the middle off tackle, and going forward for about 5 is Jeremiah Cherry. He's the senior. He's had a big year too, 785 yards and 9 touchdowns. He and Wagner Taylor just about equal, coming in the rushing game with about 800 apiece.
Yeah, that's what you got to do in the flex bone, right? I mean, they're not dominated by one player. They read things out, and then they take advantage of the holes when they see them.
So it'll be 3rd down and 4. Cameron Smith, just a junior. Cherry lining up at, I guess, what you would call a fullback position with the 2 split halfbacks. That didn't fool anybody as there was some confusion. Ford kind of going the wrong way. He and Smith a little confused. Not on the same page, and it'll set up 4th down and about 2.5. Good job by the Canyon defense on that play.
Well, Wagner's been in these situations before, right? 3rd and 2, 4th and 2. Well adept at extending drives even when you're down to your last play.
They'll hand it off tackle, and moving forward, the far line judge has it spotted for a 1st down, and they'll move the sticks.
Boy, just enough of a lunge there at the end. I didn't think he was going to be able to get there, but just an outstanding play there at the very end to extend this drive for these Wagner Thunderbirds.
So a new set of downs for the T-Birds. Split the 2 running backs, 2 split receivers to the left, Ford going left, and now they'll stop and reset. Smith takes it right, had nobody to pitch it to, it was all him, and he got back to the line of scrimmage and picked up a couple. Speaking of Cameron Smith, he is the subject of our Beluga Air player profile. The 6'1", 165-pound junior with a 3.7 GPA, and he wants to play football at the next level, and Chuck, it looks like he's going to get that chance.
Well, you know, Jason Starren had nothing but good things to say about this young man. He's the 4th quarterback they've had in this system and still learning on the fly, but he just said he embraces every challenge that we put in front of him, and he has absolutely come on here during this stretch where they've just been scoring points at will, seemingly.
Another 2 yards there, setting up 3rd down, and we'll call it 5. Jason Starren sends in the play. Two down territory, you would think. A little option pitch to Ford. He loses the football. It's on the ground. Still fighting for the football. Canyon thinks they have it. We'll wait for the signal. And it's going to be Canyon football. Markel Ford had the 1st down by a mile, and he had a lot of running room, and the ball just came right out of his grasp.
Yeah, let's take a look and see what happens here, because the play fake was amazing. Yeah, he just never really secured the football, and then it's a bunch of Cougs rallying and coming up with a huge play and a huge stop early in this football game.
And I believe it's 22 Muck and Fuss with the recovery. So we get our look at the Canyon Cougar offense for the first time, and you won't be seeing the veer. They like to put it up, 2,600 yards on the season and 30 touchdowns passing the football. for Deuce Adams. And he's going to throw it on first down. He wants to look deep. He's got lots of time, goes into double coverage and overthrows everybody as he was looking for his intended receiver. As we take a look at that offense, Braun Farr, the intended receiver. He's got some great offensive linemen up front, including the team captain, Judah Strakos, the junior, big number 78 on the right side. Second down and 10 for Deuce Adams. Hands right up the middle, bouncing it to the outside, and now it's a rugby scrum to the stick, and it'll be about an 8-yard gain. As we take a look at the Wagner defense, Terrell August leads them up front. Nate Western is a San Antonio Sports All-Star. And of course, we talked about Greg Williams, who is the senior defensive end, who is absolutely a fantastic player. They swing it outside, pushed out of bounds is Eli Adams, an all-district performer from a year ago.
You got so many weapons on this team, and it all starts with the quarterback, Adams. This guy is fun to watch. Gotta love a shortstop playing quarterback. I know I do.
3 split to the left. New set of downs, 1st and 10. Adams throws the quick little hitch. Big contact there, but a nice catch and a nice gain for the Cougars as Braden Seeley comes up with the grab.
He's had a lot of clean pockets here to start this football game.
No pressure on him at all so far. We're inside of 5 minutes here in the first quarter as trips get sent to the right-hand side. Ryder Hopper split way left, and the play slow to come in with 15 still on the play clock. Adams looking deep, one-on-one coverage, got a man, caught, touchdown! Eli Adams, and the Cougars strike first.
Wow, what an easy pitch and catch that was. I'm sure it wasn't as easy as those two fellas made it look.
Eli Adams just ran right by the defender, one-on-one coverage, and just a gorgeous ball from Deuce Adams right on the money.
Yeah, got the deuce loose early.
On to kick the extra point is Owen Painter. He's 40 of 43 on the season on extra points. High snap, good hold. It is good, and it is 7-0. The Canyon Cougars jump out in front first. Wagner will have the football when we come back. We're back. You're looking at Deuce Adams, who did not disappoint. Of course, he's coached by Travis Bush, who has proven to be a big-time offensive mind. He was the very first offensive coordinator at UTSA under Larry Coker. Jason Starron's squad, just a complete contrast tonight. Travis Bush also, after UTSA, coached at the University of Houston, was the quarterback's coach there, spent most of his career in college. Wanted to go back into high school coaching to coach his 2 boys. And here he is at Canyon in his 2nd year, and their only loss all season has been to Smithson Valley. They have been very impressive and putting up big numbers. 44 against Buda Hayes, Kyle Lehman, 49. Blew out MacArthur last week, 43-14. Let's go down to the sidelines. Kristen Urban joining us tonight. Again, Kristen, take it away. All right, Kristen, have a little bit of problem with your microphone, so we'll come back to you after we get that worked out. So the tacos for Chuck are going to have to wait.
Oh, man. All right, let's see what Wagner's got now. One of the keys of the game was not turn the ball over, and they were having a nice drive that was just stopped by one.
They'll go with the fullback right up the middle. A nice 5 or 6 yard gain. Again, it's Aiden Muckenfuss on the tackle, and something tells me tonight I might lose my job trying to say his name.
Don't jinx yourself. And Wagner chipped away almost 5 minutes of clock time on that initial drive.
Again, they run the pitch, and coming up with a great stop from the secondary is Ray Stanley, the junior. He's got 2 forced fumbles on the year, and you can tell why. He came up with some purpose right there on Markel Ford, just submarining him at the kneecaps.
Yeah, what a fantastic play and a big play. And you're trying to stop the team and eliminating one of their biggest strengths.
So it sets up 3rd down and 5 for Wagner, already in the hole here, 7-0. Late first quarter action, 3:25 to go. They pitch it, coming right this time, and again, another great tackle on the edge. The Canyon corners doing the job, stopping that pitch to the outside. Duke Nagy with the stop.
Yeah, Duke Nagy's usually their slot receiver. Don been pressed into action here on the defensive side tonight and making the coaching staff look great for making the move right there, young man.
So Wagner will be forced to punt for the first time tonight. Mercy Blandani standing back at his 14-yard line. He'll get it away. Looks like it was held up in the wind. And it'll bounce and be downed right at about the 45-yard line. But Canyon will have it at good field position inside Wagner territory when we come back.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the season finale of Thursday Night Lights, where the Canyon Cougars are currently up 7-0 over the Wagner Thunderbirds. Taco Cabana is one of the key contributors to this season. I'm here with their district manager, Michael Hines. Michael, why is the high school community so important to Taco Cabana?
Well, it is and very important to us with being in San Antonio for 45 years and this being the last regular season game. We just want to give our last shout out of community support.
Halloween's over, the holidays are right around the corner. Tell us a little bit about your catering options.
Well, right now the catering, we can cater to anybody from 10 to 200 people, and it's 1-855 for my taco.
Right before the game, you were telling me about your holiday cards. Do you want to tell our viewers at home about that?
Yeah, so right now our holiday gift cards have just started. I know it's early, but every $25 you spend, you get a $5 kickback, and 10 times out of the year until December, we'll do a $10 kickback.
Awesome, we appreciate your time, Michael. I'll send it back to you, Don.
All right, thanks a lot, Kristen. Canyon trying to go up 2 touchdowns now. Deuce Adams going to run for it this time, and it's likely Greg Williams. No, it's not. It's number 44 for the Wagner T-Birds, and that's John Rector, who just grabbed him by his shirt right at the chest level and slung him down.
Wagner bringing the heat that time and had a lot of guys in on the action, and I have a feeling you're going to have to do that a little more tonight, and you got to be very careful because you saw how quickly Canyon's quarterback picked up that blitz and was trying to get it upfield.
3rd and 6, Adams being chased, will just throw it away, and again, good pressure that time in the backfield by the Wagner defense.
Yeah, Rector, Allen, August, and Williams all getting a phenomenal push that time.
Kayvon Carter, the linebacker, coming up. And so for the first time tonight, Canyon is forced to punt. Owen Painter, who also kicked that extra point, stands as his own 44. Gets it off at about the 47. Good kick. Canyon ran right through the would-be punt returner, and it went into the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25, and we'll see the Wagner offense down 7-0, 1:33 to go here in the first quarter. We're back late first quarter action here, 1:33 to go. Wagner will have possession at their own 25-yard line. Cameron Smith having a tough time getting that veer bone going tonight as the Canyon defense has gone to school this week in the film room. But it's early yet. First down and 10. They'll run up the middle for 2.5. And we've got Kristen's mic now, so let's go down to Kristen Urban.
Thanks, Don. The Gomez Law Firm is one of our key contributors this season. I'm here with their manager, Joseph Gomez, and attorney Jose Rios. Jose, why is the high school community so important to Gomez Law?
Well, the high school football in general is an integral part of this community and always has been ever since I grew up. I played high school football a little bit too. I'm not as good as these guys, but definitely it's always been an integral part of the community, and anytime Gomez Law Firm can step up and support the community in any way, we're here to do it.
Gomez Law Fights is your slogan. Tell us about that.
Well, it starts in the courtroom, but it definitely goes into more aspects of just that. Any time we can fight for a client, whether they've sustained a serious injury or whether that's stepping up and helping out the community like we're doing in this way, it's a privilege, it's an honor to do it. And again, Mr. Gomez has been doing it for 50 years. So.
Thanks, Jose. We appreciate your time. Joseph, you were telling me before the game that you just had a couple thoughts to wrap up this season.
Yes, my name's Joseph Gomez. My father, Joe Gomez, was unable to be here tonight. He's out of town right now, but we just wanted to thank CW, thank all the players and all the schools that gave us the opportunity to participate and give back to the community in this moment. It's something that's very important to my father and to the attorneys like Jose Rios here in our firm, and we appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Joseph. We appreciate Gomez Law. John, I'll send it back to you.
All right. Got a chance, as we said earlier in the season, Chuck and I did, to meet Mr. and Mrs. Gomez at our fall premiere, and just fantastic people with a great reputation, and we really appreciate their sponsorship of TNL this year, and hope to continue that partnership for years to come. Big fans of high school football, big fans of sports, and it's been a lot of fun having them show up. Mr. Gomez himself has shown up to many of these games this year.
He's a big dude, too.
Yeah, tall. San Antonio zone. Got our first penalty.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 11, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Kyle Fuhrer, our lead referee tonight. Paul Yoder is the umpire. Michael Reiner, Azim Thomas, Blake Fincher, part of the crew tonight, along with the field judge, William Cole, and the side judge, Ryan Duffy.
All right, so Wagner looking at second and long here. Not exactly ideal for what they want to show on offense, but again, Wagner's certainly capable of putting the ball in the air if it wants to.
Pitch to the right-hand side. Got a good block out there. There's a short gain on the play, but Canyon's doing a really good job of tackling tonight.
Yeah, they really are. After that initial drive where Wagner turned the ball over, I mean, these guys have really dialed in and done a really good job getting the ball back for their offense.
Thanks to Christos Santa Rosa all season, the Sports Medicine Band Cam has been featuring all of our bands all season long, and saw the two bands warming up earlier tonight. They're ready to go for halftime. And it looks like we have a timeout here. That's the end of the quarter. And Canyon leads it 7-0 here at the end of one. We're back with second quarter action. The T-Birds will have the football when we return. It is time for the Texas Med Clinic Urgent Care first half highlights. Wagner put it on the turf early, and Canyon turned that into points. You wonder why this play was so on point? Because Deuce Adams hit his brother Eli for the touchdown. They've been running routes in the backyard for a long time, so shouldn't surprise anybody that that combination's working.
Yeah, pretty talented duo, that is for sure.
See our first quarter statistics. Wagner, of course, going to dominate the run game. Canyon going to dominate the passing numbers. That ball sails high over the head of the intended receiver, Wanye Taylor. He's fourth down. They'll have to punt it away.
Been a little bit of tough sledding there in the first quarter, and then to begin the second here for Wagner's offense. I mean, again, he got off to such a great start on that drive. They were killing clock, moving the ball, moving it right down the field, and then the turnover, it's not been the same offense since.
Daniel Bastian, one of the return men for Canyon's going to let it bounce. And it'll be down by Wagner at the 30. And we're back in 15 seconds.
What a punt.
Being a teen ambassador lets me speak up for teens who might not have a voice and be able to connect with other teens around the city.
So we'll see what the Canyon Cougars to do with it here. Their first possession of the second quarter. Again, Deuce Adams with over 2,600 yards and 30 touchdowns coming in, so he's had 31 touchdowns now passing the football. One of the best young prospects in San Antonio, just a junior. He'll hand it off inside, and that's taken by Daniel Bastian, who was back to return that punt before.
Yeah, they've got running back by committee, and you know, although individually the stats don't necessarily tell the whole story. I mean, these guys as a combo or as a group have rushed for over 1,000 yards this season, so they can run it too.
2nd and 8, all day to throw for Adams again. Now he's running out, Booten to his right. He'll run it up the sideline and get pushed out of bounds, but he had all day to throw the football, and we may have flag down. Travis Bush making his opinion known to the crew.
Yeah, all day to throw, but really a great job by the defensive backs of the Wagner Thunderbirds on that one. There was just really nowhere to go with the football.
During the run, personal foul, illegal blindside block, offense, number 9, 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Remain 2nd down.
Director Brian Watts not going to let anybody miss this one. You can see it right there. I don't know the rules, man, but that I don't see how that's a block.
Well, it was, I'll tell you an interesting
just because
story
the guy wasn't watching.
Play.
Adams scrambles, one, throw it away. Now he'll keep it and run. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. An official came up to you the other day and would tell us.
Yeah, at the grocery store, and he was explaining to me they're looking at 10 and 2 on the clock.
What? He hit him right straight on.
So
it's not a blindside block just because the guy's not looking.
That's a great way. I thought that was interesting perspective. You know, that's what they're looking for. They're looking at the clock, 10 and 2.
Just like they taught us in the Van T. Adams Driving Academy when we were 15 years old. Put your hands at 10 and 2.
False start, number 9, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Coach Ditka trying to get his squad going here tonight.
You know, the whole thing was working except like it was like a blonde mustache. He needed a cigar, but I guess you can't do that at school. 3rd and 21 for Deuce Adams. He's under pressure, and he's not going to get the 21. Another good stop by that Wagner defense.
So Greg Williams over there and company. And these guys are doing a really good job after that initial drive of getting the ball back to their offense. I mean, we talked ad nauseum about how special both of these teams can move the football, and yet here the defenses are doing a good job of getting off the field.
Jiron Campbell in on that tackle as well. It's 4th and 19. And Mercy Blondani on again.
Hello.
Kick, but it's over his head. It's going to be a safety. And the Wagner Thunderbirds are on the board. It's 7-2. And they'll still get the football.
Well, sometimes your defense and special teams are your offense. So Wagner gets on the board thanks to an errant snap. just a little too tall. And again, Don, you pointed out about the wind. When we were down there before the game, the wind really wasn't a factor. But right now, there's no question that it is blowing from right to left, and it's kicking up a bit.
Yeah, that one I thought was going to go into DW's old office here at Judson.
Got in a wind tunnel.
Wagner will get it right back. You never know when those 2 points are going to show up to be important.
And not only that, you get a stop, well-earned stop, I might add, and then you get a gift 2 points. So best part about this is your offense is going to get the ball right back, and now you got a chance to go out in front.
He'll be kicking into the wind as well. So Wagner should come out of this with really good field position, as Mlandani will kick it away from the 20 into a tough wind. It's held up by the wind. It'll be returned across the 40, almost to the 45-yard line. We'll call it the 43. So Wagner with good field position to start this drive after a short return by William Gaddis. Cameron Smith and the Veer offense been stifled tonight by the Canyon D, but the special teams has them on the board, and I'm sure they're looking to get the ground game going again tonight. Second quarter action will be a Cowboys AC first down for Smith and the T-Bird offense.
And this guy must be a quick learner too, because as intricate as this offense is, he's really picked it up well in his first year playing varsity football.
And off straight ahead for 2. That's Markel Ford on the carry. Brian Gonzalez and Dylan Holcomb leading the way up front for this Wagner offensive line. There's some big boys out there, man.
You're not kidding. And I was walking around before the game, and I couldn't believe one of Canyon's running backs, Jacob Alcorta, man, I wouldn't want to tackle that guy. Not me.
Up the middle, breaking it across the 40, across the 35, down to the 33-yard line. It's popped for a big gain by Jeremiah Cherry. And like we said earlier, they'll lull you to sleep and then they'll hit you.
Well, here you go. Little Cherry on top and a nice crease to run through. Busting it down and moving the sticks for this Wagner offense, and all of a sudden got a little pep in their step thanks to that safety.
New set of downs, a Cowboy AC first down. And they'll go straight ahead again with Cherry. He bounces it for a couple.
Good job coming up from his linebacker spot. Kono Hyatt, 81 tackles on the year, 3 forced fumbles. Good job sticking his nose in there and bringing down the ball carrier.
Second down and 7. They go in motion, pitch it right, got blockers out there. Don't quite get the seal on the outside, and a good job running to the football by those Canyon Cougars.
And your guy Muck and Fuss again. Look at this guy's on his back and he busts this play up. You gotta love this. He did have blockers out in front. Muck and Fuss though goes to his feet. Laying on his back makes a play. Well done.
Gabriel Benitez also there. I wonder if he's related to HR Puffin Stuff. Remember him?
I sure do, Sid and Marty.
Saturday morning cartoons in the 70s. Reference that no one's going to get but old guys like me and Chuck.
It's all right. We're here for ourselves.
They're going deep. They're throwing the football into double coverage. Is that caught? It is. Touchdown, Wagner. What a play in double coverage by Markel Ford. Wow.
What a throw, too.
I didn't think there was any way he could catch that football, but he went up and got it between 2 defenders.
Well, you can see why Markel Ford is one of our all-stars, and Cameron Smith throwing it into a very tight window and making a throw.
So Wagner has the lead after that safety, and now this touchdown, it's 8-7, 9-7 if they can get the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good by Mercy Blandani. So Wagner answers, and the T-Birds have a 9-7 lead on a fantastic throw and catch.
Well, tell me about this 50-yard touchdown you had. You took the pitch and you saw a lot of green in front of you. What were you thinking?
Just run. That's what I do. Just run.
Markel Ford, player of the game last year on TNL, changed his number from 1 to 12, and he's on the board here tonight with a really nice catch in traffic.
Yeah, and Coach Sterin really impressed with how Markel has really grown as a man during the course of this season. I mean, as we said, he's playing a little banged up, but I think Markel's learned a little something about himself this year, how he's had to battle back to get on the field, and then, you know, probably not playing at 100% game in and game out, but yet here he is doing his thing. So kind of cool to watch these kids grow up before your very eyes in more ways than one, not just as ball players, but as people too.
Yeah, and since it's the last game of the season, gives us time to thank all the coaches that we've dealt with all season long, and, you know, our admiration for these guys and what they do, not calling plays, but changing lives and the way that they impact the lives of these young guys. Of course, if you played any kind of high school sports, you know the impact that your coach had on your life, and we've got the very best in San Antonio. Cowboys AC first down as they throw it out into the flat, caught, and nice gain on the play there is Jacob Alcorta, the fullback, on the reception, picks up about 7.
Well, he can be tackled. I was kind of wondering if that was possible. I was eyeballing him before the game. It's a big dude.
We'll fire it out in the flat here, and another nice job of splitting the seam by Eli Adams, the brother of Deuce, the quarterback, number 1 and number 2. And all of a sudden they go quickly here, and they reverse it. And it's Deuce throwing out into the flat to the other side, and Xavier Nolan makes the catch.
Yeah, now try to wear on the Wagner defense a little bit by making him cover sideline to sideline. I like the play calling here to start this drive. It's kind of cool.
Going quick, trips right, 2nd down and 8. Deuce blitzed by the middle linebacker, has some time, throws over the middle and just short of his brother's feet there.
Now they're going to go over the middle on you. But boy, you see this young man play the position, and boy, he sure looks the part, doesn't he?
He's just calm. He just plays it. He's kind of like Ashton DeBose over at Brennan in the fact that he's just plays at a slower speed and has the maturity to see everything and not rush, not panic.
And they got this guy coming back next year, too.
Play clock at 7 when they snap. He's just not rushed. Now he's under pressure and he's going to be dropped. He stays on his feet. Now he goes down. But good pressure by the Wagner defense. Couple of T-Birds back there, including guy's been making play all night, and that's Kevon Carter. Jaron Campbell also out there.
A lot of pressure. You got to bring a lot of hats. You can see what kind of athlete you're dealing back there at quarterback for Canyon. And then Wisely goes down when he sees big number 75, Jerry Allen, right there in his face too.
That kick into the wind. Wagner will let it check up, and it'll be down right at the 40. And when we come back, Wagner will have the football. 6:22 to go. We got a close one here at Rutledge Stadium. It's senior night here, part of our Red McCombs Toyota Smile Cam. Got to see all those kids with their parents down on the field before the game. What a great time they were having, mom and dads. Lots of proud parents out there tonight, Chuck.
Yeah, that was a good time watching everybody get honored before the game for a job well done.
Tight formation here. The quarterback will keep, and Smith gets all the way to the 48-yard line.
What do we call this? Death by 1,000 paper cuts, right? I mean, they just keep coming at you in different ways, and little wrinkles here, little wrinkles there, some window dressing, show me this, show me that, and just, you got to keep your head on that football or you're in deep dookie.
That one they confused themselves on. It's a loss on the play, and a good job getting into the backfield by the Canyon defense. Lane Boutal there again. And Owen Gray, the senior safety, coming up. Speaking of Owen, he's a subject of our Beluga Air player profile, and he's got a Ditka mustache going on.
Yeah, looking good, too. And Don, another baseball player at Canyon. Man, they got some ball players up in New Braunfels, I'm here to tell you. Always have and probably always will, but you got a lot of good baseball players on this football
including team. Perhaps the greatest San Antonio ever baseball player out of San Antonio.
San Antonio area guy. I think you could make the argument that Lance Berkman would be just that, right?
Out of New Braunfels Canyon. You could make the argument. There's been some good ones.
Right to the snap. Delay a game. Number 16, offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
I don't know that he had a better mustache than Owen on that one.
I don't know. He could grow a pretty good beard, though, too, back in the day. And it was funny when he got traded to the Yankees at one point in his career, and he had to shave everything off. And he said he didn't like it, but he said his wife loved it.
Third down and 9. Let's see if Wagner decides to put the ball in the air here. They pitch it. They run the seam, and just reading it perfectly is number 32 on that Canyon defense, coming up to make the hit, Lane Boutal again.
Well, 71 tackles and counting on the season, and make it 12 now tackles for loss. What a play.
And he does it with pain in mind.
Bad intentions, right?
Yeah. Great play by Boutal. Sets up 4th down and 11. And Wagner will have to punt it away. It's going to be Blondani again. He's got the wind behind him. He gets that up in the air, and it's going to back him up, take a bounce, sit-down ball, goes into the end zone. About a 70-yard punt in the air thanks to that wind.
Well, and another break for Canyon's offense. I mean, that's a lot of field position they were about to give up.
Hey, coming up at halftime, we'll spotlight a couple of teams that are making a difference in our communities with the Beyond the Game program. Let's hear more about this from San Antonio Sports' Jenny Carnes and Valero.
Every day, our high school and middle school coaches work hard to help athletes reach their maximum potential while also teaching life lessons through sports. Beyond the Game provides a platform to support our coaches as they develop athletes beyond the basic X's and O's.
Valero's success is linked to its values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. They are a part of everything we do in business and in the community. We are proud to partner with San Antonio Sports and recognize the next generation of leaders as they develop these life-enriching values on and off the field.
We are thrilled that Valero has joined our team. They are a company that lives their values and makes San Antonio a better place for all of us. Having Valero as a teammate for Beyond the Game will help this program continue to positively impact more teams, coaches, and families. 4 teams will be recognized during the San Antonio All-Star Football Game presented by HEB in the Alamo Dome. If you want to nominate a team, you can visit sanantoniosports.org and learn more about the program and nominate your team today.
And our thanks to Valero and Jenny Carnes and the Beyond the Game initiative. What a great thing that is for San Antonio. We feature it every week on our sports shows on Sundays. and just keep them coming. If you know of a team that's doing great things in the community, let them know at sanantoniosports.org. And it's our privilege to feature those and the teams and schools that are doing a great job here in San Antonio with community service. Nice gain there. Going forward for a couple is Jacob Alcorta.
Canyon giving Wagner a little dose of their own medicine right there.
Second down and 3. Good job coming off the edge, but look at Alcorta. He pulls forward for a first down, a Cowboys AC first down. I think Greg Williams was there to bring him down and thought he had him, and then it became just a man-on-man fight, and Alcorta won it.
Yeah, Jacob, I'm telling you, Don, I mean, he is a well-built dude, and it's like trying to tackle a speed bump.
It's Cowboys AC first down for Deuce Adams and company. Now find themselves trailing here with 3 minutes to go in the half. Whistles blow. They may have had a false start. Did. Side judge running in with that call. The line
false
judge.
Start. Number 1, offense. Penalty. Still first down.
Azim Thomas, the line judge.
You can't say enough about the job that the Wagner defense is doing so far in this football game. I mean, they're going up against a guy that's got 2,600 yards coming into this game throwing it.
So it's 1st and 15. Corta straight ahead. Check that, that's Daniel Bastian on the carry. And another good job on the tackle by those corners. I guess they call them linebackers. They look like corners. They line up as corners. But 21 and 22 have been all over the place tonight. Jiron Campbell making the tackle there. Second down and 13. Out route incomplete. Deuce Adams looking for Ryder Hopper in the flat. And that'll set up 3rd down and long as and then rushing 3. Our director Brian Watts pointing that out, trying to figure out that 4th guy where he's coming from every time. And
well, it makes it hard on a passing game too if you're only rushing that few guys and have the rest running around chasing wide receivers. And to this point, Jason Stern's defense has been really impressive.
Adams gets away from the edge. Now sends his receiver down the line. That's his brother. And it's incomplete, out of bounds. Eli Adams brought it in, but he was not able to keep his foot in. And the Wagner defense holds, and they'll run out the punt team.
Well, Greg Williams was the MVP on this play coming from the other side of the field. I mean, somebody set up to block him and just got plowed.
Good effort by Eli to try to get that foot in, but he just missed. Not sure he controlled the football until he was on the white stripe. So Owen Painter will punt it away. And again, he's going into the wind here from this direction. Ball's high, held up by the wind, and those are tough to catch. But it's brought in, and we're back in 15 seconds.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
So Wagner, who leads this ball game 9-7, has 2-minute drill here, and I don't know how you run that with this offense, but they've proven their touchdown was through the air. It's a Cowboys AC first down, and they've split out 2 to the right. And they'll throw into the seam. It's a nice game. Now it's out. Was it a fumble? Was it caught? I believe it was. It was caught, fumbled, and recovered by Canyon. It looks like Ethan Riley has the football. I think he's fighting over it with a teammate.
I believe
no, it
you're
was
right.
each other.
Two huge defensive plays in this football game.
They're talking this over to see if it was a completion and then a fumble. Does he have possession? I don't know.
Yeah, that's awfully close.
He was trying to put it away.
Incomplete pass. Second Wagner.
So he had it for just a second, but all that football move stuff and got to take a couple of steps. They ruled that he did not have possession. So it's an incomplete pass, not a fumble, and Wagner stays alive here with 1:52 to go.
Yeah, looks like it might have been a pretty good call there.
Yeah.
Obviously, those guys down on the field see a lot better than we do from up here, but man, Canyon was about to come up with another huge play via the turnover.
They tighten up that veer, run the option right. Smith keeps and drop for no gain. Good. The defense has been real good against this high-powered rushing attack tonight.
Yeah, they certainly have their
tackle
moments,
there.
right?
Yeah, they're reading it well. Haven't seen too many big gash runs. They fake the Ford. Nobody to throw it to. Smith now throws it underneath, checks it down, and it's a nice gain of about 7. And what do you do here with a minute to go, 4th down at midfield? Do you play the field position game and make Canyon have to go at least 75 here in less than about 30 seconds? Or do you go for it?
Well, it's interesting. Neither team's calling timeout.
Yeah, this makes me think they're going to punt it away. Let that clock bleed down. There's still 6 on the play clock. They'll probably call timeout here and then punt it with about 32 seconds. That gives us time to talk about our TNL band grant. We've had it all year, so tonight's the last night to vote. You can vote for any of the teams that played on TNL this year. Just scan the code. Chuck, you're hip enough to do all that, right? You're techno savvy. Do the QR thing.
You see the snake eye from across the booth?
Or if you're Chuck, you can go to cw35.com/station.
I can do that.
/contests and vote for your favorite TNL band. The band that gets the most votes gets the $5,000 band grant. You must be 18 years old to vote. And for the terms and conditions, go to the cw35.com.
I had a hard time setting the alarm on my clock today on my phone. So now you're going to ask me to do something with a code. And
you didn't do that during COVID at restaurants with the whole menu? They don't give you the menu. You had to use it for your phone?
Yeah, and I ended up like taking a picture of it instead of letting the thing do what it's supposed to do.
Win behind Blondani, kicks it high, and well done out at about the 12-yard line. And so if Canyon's going to get on the board here and add to their 7 points, they'll have to go, let me do the math, 88 in 24 seconds.
You are correct, sir.
Man, my teachers at NEISD schools would be proud of me.
Going in the Wayback Machine.
I was so bad at math. I was so bad at math.
Yeah, you're on point right there, so you picked up something along the way. That's key.
I can balance a checkbook. What's a checkbook, Dad? Oh, son, back in the day. Oh, they do the little reverse thing. We saw this earlier in the season. You see if you can pop it just for fun, and then we'll probably run out the clock from here. A few weeks ago, we saw that exact same play. Make everybody think you're going to clock it or just run out the, take a knee and run victory formation.
Yeah, so that's like a little feel-out play right there. If it does something, anything, then maybe you call timeout and you think about maybe seeing if you can go down and score with 20 seconds left. So I think that's what they're discussing right now, but that was a pretty decent chunk play right there.
You see Canyon right in the middle of our TNL top 10, only the one loss to Smithson Valley, who's also got one loss and is number 3 in our TNL top 10. Brennan started the year number 1, Steele number 2. First week of the season, went to overtime. Steele beat them at the gun. And the Knights have been number 1 ever since. And some really good teams going to be playoff bound next weekend.
Yeah, including Smithson Valley from Canyon Wagner's league. Man, what a job they're doing over there, especially on defense, keeping people out of the end zone.
Are they giving up like 10 points all year?
Yeah, it's not many.
Hand it off to their untackleable big fella, Jacob Alcorta. And they take another timeout. Travis Bush, the head coach, was the offensive coordinator, as I said, of that very first UTSA team. And his offensive coordinator on this team, offensive coordinator, is a name that you might recognize. Nate Leonard was the face of Larry Coker's first UTSA team, played center, was a media darling, was hilarious, was the guy they put out in front for the cameras for those first couple of years of the original, I guess, what they call them, like the original 12, the first guys that walked on at UTSA. Nate was just so much fun, and it shows you what relationships mean all these years later, 12 years later. Nate, who played offensive line for Travis Bush, is now his assistant head coach, offensive coordinator, and offensive line coach.
Yeah, and they've got other college coaches on this staff too. And Don, they've even got a football operations director here at Canyon. So they got a little bit of everything going.
Deuce, gonna go deep, goes over the middle, and they kneel down. Will they burn another timeout here? 3 seconds to go. And they do. It's gonna, how about Travis Bush running this 24 seconds from the 12-yard line. And they're going to have a chance at a Hail Mary here. This is clock management 101 for high school coaches. This is well done.
Indeed, and I know we were talking about the win, and Canyon is going right into a pretty stern one, but I think we're going to get a chance to see just what kind of an arm their special quarterback has.
There you see Nate on the left-hand side. Speaking of UTSA, Roadrunners on the road at UAB. Of course, we all remember the West Division Championship last year. Last play of the game, the tip pass that Oscar Cardenas caught to give UTSA a spot in the Conference USA Championship game. Well, it's the rematch, and it's on the CW35 right here, Saturday at 2:30. Even though UAB's 2-3 in conference play and UTSA's undefeated, Vegas has this as a pick'em game, so the Roadrunners are going to have their hands full on the road with the Blazers, who are tough at home. All right, last play of the half. Deuce trying to buy some time. Now he'll throw underneath. Will we have a hook and ladder? Will we have a pitch play? No, that'll do it for the end of the half. And Wagner will take a 9-7 lead into the locker room here on senior night for the Thunderbirds at home.
Great design on the defense by Jason Starron's group.
And Kristen Urban is down there on the sidelines with the coach.
Yes.
Thanks, Don.
Kristen.
Coach, it was a close first half. What adjustments, if any, are you going to have to make in the second to come out with a win tonight?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
I said it was a close first half. What adjustments are you going to have to make in the second, if any, to come out with a win tonight?
Oh, no, we got to get the kids' head straight. You see us dropping the football, going the wrong way. I mean, you want to credit that team. They're a really, really good team with really good coaches. But, I mean, when we go the wrong way, I mean, what are you going to do?
What's your message to the guys in the locker room?
It's that, we want to master our craft. And right now, we're not mastering nothing.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck tonight.
All right, it's 9-7. When we come back, it'll be the halftime show. Kristen will have all the bands, the Scholar Athletes of the Week. David Chancellor will bring us that. Senior night is going to be a lot of pageantry tonight, so stick around for the Centromed halftime show right here on the CW35.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Vulcan Materials Company, Centro Med, Red McCombs Toyota, Texas Med Clinic, Cowboys AC, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Rhino Roofers, Atlas Floors Carpet One, Air and Plumbing Today, Solve HR, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Beluga Air, Christus Santa Rosa Sports Medicine, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Centro Med Halftime Report.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the season finale of Thursday Night Lights, where the Wagner Thunderbirds are currently up 9-7 over the Canyon Cougars. The new Braunfels Canyon Cougars marching band is out on the field right now, and we caught up with their director earlier in the week.
My name is Steve Vaden. I'm band director here at Canyon High School. I've been teaching at Canyon High School for 7 years, and I've been head band director here for 4 years. We do have a real strong senior class. We've got a pretty large senior class. This is the last year of our students that could grandfather into Canyon. We split from Davenport a few years ago. We've been going to all of our football games and all of our contests. We've had some successes. We went to our area marching contest a couple weeks ago. Made finals and got 5th place, and we're kind of looking at some of the past results of our school, and it's the highest placement that Canyon Band has made at area contests since 1993, so we're real proud of how they've done this year. We put together a program titled Vertigo, which is based on the condition that people get that makes them dizzy and feel like they're going to fall down. So we had some real interesting visual moments where the students kind of mimed getting dizzy and falling down, and we had some props on the field with like spinning wheels and just kind of to get the sense of the feeling of vertigo. We selected some music that also sort of portrayed the concept as well. We're kind of in that transitional period between marching season and concert season. So right now we're we've been working on some concert music. We do a Christmas concert in December, so we're kind of working hard on that. We've got a real supportive principal in Dustin Davison. He has been a vital part of us being able to put all the pieces in place to be able to make our program work. And we've got a great staff of teachers as well. We've got Sydney Rivera is our assistant band director, along with Brad Arnold and Katie Alvarado as assistant band directors. So we've got a good group of people that we've put together to be able to build our program.
It's time to vote for the Children's Hospital of San Antonio's $5,000 band grant. To vote for the new Braunfels Canyon Band, scan the QR code on your screen or visit the cw35.com/station/contest for complete rules. You must be 18 years old to vote.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Valero are shining the light on teams who model key values through their action. This week, we salute 2 schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. Driscoll Middle School 8th grade girls athletics help make their campus beautiful by assisting custodians with trash pickup and disposal. They also recognize them for their hard work and dedication. Members of the Clemens and Steele High School aquatics teams joined forces for their annual swim-a-thon, swimming for an hour straight to earn the community's donations for local charities. In total, 79 swimmers completed 171 miles for this fundraiser. These athletes demonstrated the beyond-the-game values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. San Antonio Sports and Valero salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their teams to serve others. Visit sanantoniosports.org.
You're watching the Centro Med Halftime Report.
Vulcan Materials Company is the proud sponsor of TNL's Scholar Athletes of the Week. Each week we recognize outstanding student athletes, and at the end of the year, Vulcan Materials Company will present a $10,000 scholarship to one of the scholar athletes featured on TNL. Our David Chancellor introduces us to this week's scholar athletes from New Braunfels Canyon and Wagner.
Judah Straukas is the very definition of big man on campus. The 250-pound football player at Canyon High School is also on the school's powerlifting team. Emphasis on power.
My sophomore year, and I saw those upperclassmen. I saw them lifting heavy weight, and I was like, I need to be stronger than them. And it's just been like a grind to get to that level of strength. And all the people on the football team, we do a really good job of pushing each other. And I've been the person I've never liked to see somebody outwork me, so no matter if I can't lift the weight or not, I'll put it on and try it.
He benches 300 pounds, squats 500 pounds, but those who know Judah know he is a gentle giant who loves helping others, especially children with special needs through a program at his church.
We have a program called Mark 9, and it's for all the special needs kids that come to church, and their parents will drop them off in the Mark 9 room, and basically it was just, we had a buddy, and we just went to church with them, we hung out with them, we took them around to their classrooms. It was a cool thing our church does. It definitely puts life into perspective. Sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and I'll be like, man, I really don't want to go to football this morning. And then I'm like, some other kids would kill for the opportunity just to play. So I force myself to get out of bed every morning and come play this sport for maybe somebody who just wants to watch me.
His 102 GPA means he's an athlete and a scholar, which is good because his 10-year plan is nothing short of amazing.
Well, I plan on going to A&M and studying neuroscience. I think I'm gonna go in the military after that, and I'm gonna plan on doing pararescue for a little bit. I want to travel, see the world, like you said, put it back into perspective, see how everybody else lives, and then after those 4 years, my medical school will be paid for by the military. I'll come back home, go to medical school, and try to do psychology in the military.
Javita Trevino is Wagner softball. She's been on varsity since her freshman year. Now that she's a senior, that comes with some perks.
I think the people in the past have helped me become the leader I am today. A lot of the girls here do look up to me, and I feel like that's one of the greatest accomplishments, to know that people around you look up to you and see you as this big star, I guess.
That's exactly what she is. She is the reigning Offensive Player of the Year. She's also a great comeback story, especially in the classroom where she has a 3.7 GPA.
Sophomore year has to have been like a big struggle in my life, but it helped me grow as a person, to know where I wanted to do, what I wanted to be in life, and to know that I was bigger than what I was showing. I worked a lot with like organizing myself, procrastinating, because that's one of my biggest struggles, is procrastinating. I worked a lot on that, and I think it's helped me a lot as well when it comes to my academics.
Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, FCA, tons of volunteer work. What's her long-term plan? Forensic psychology.
Me and my mom have always watched like Criminal Minds and all of those like criminal shows, so I felt like that's always stuck with me, that I've always been interested in it.
You said your mom, she proud of you?
I think she is, yes.
Yeah.
I hope she is.
I bet she is.
You're watching the Centro Med Halftime Report.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the season finale of Thursday Night Lights. Wagner is currently up 9-7 over New Braunfels Canyon. It's senior night at Wagner. Their marching band is out on the field right now, and we caught up with their director earlier in the week.
My name is Raul Perez, and I am the director of bands at Wagner High School, and this is my third year as director of bands here at Wagner. Our year has been going great. We actually scored the highest that we had ever scored at an area contest. This year was not an advancing state year for us, since we are a 5A, but we did get to make area finals and perform at the night show at our area contest. that happened here at Rutledge. And we got to place fourth, which is the highest that Wagner High School had ever scored at an area contest. So we're very excited about that. This game is actually a very special game for us because it affords us the opportunity to recognize some of the hardest working students on our campus. The senior class have been part of our program for several years, and they've dedicated countless of hours of rehearsals, sectionals, and performances throughout their high school career. And this game gives us the opportunity to highlight them and showcase them. So that's what you'll be seeing today. We're currently transitioning to our concert season. Our first concert coming up is the TMEA Region 11 Jazz Concert. We're very fortunate to have 10 students make the Region Jazz Band this year, and we're excited to see them perform amongst the best jazz students in our region November 12th, actually here at Wagner High School, since we are hosting. As far as the bands go, the bands are also getting ready to perform their winter concert in December. Our 3 jazz bands open up December 14th here at Wagner High School, and our concert bands will follow up December 15th. I'd like to take the time to thank my staff for being so supportive this season and instrumental in making this happen. It really does take a village. They've been great all season, coming up with a concept and exploring those options. And then our whole design team, you got people from all over the country just, sitting down and making it all happen together for our kids. I'd also like to thank our band boosters, that without them, we would not have the success that we had this year as far as, our competitive season with props and with meals and, snacks for the kids and always being there for our kids and traveling anywhere and everywhere for our students. So we really appreciate our boosters. Also, the support that the administration has given us this year has been, overwhelming. They're very understanding of fine arts, and they push for fine arts, and they understand that kids need fine arts in their curriculum, and we love that about them. Mr. Witt, our fine arts director for Judson ISD, he's been instrumental as far as supporting our program and making sure that we have our budget set and making sure that we have the support that we need to function as a program. And, the school board and Dr. Barr, our superintendent, they're all fine arts advocates, and we appreciate them so much for everything they do for our students and our community. We're very proud of the work that our students have put in this season and can't wait for what the future holds for our program.
To vote for the Wagner High School Marching Band, scan the QR code on your screen or visit the cw35.com/station/contest. You must be 18 years old to vote. Thanks again to the Children's Hospital of San Antonio for sponsoring this year's $5,000 band grant.
Escorted by Mrs. Harris.
You're watching the Centro Med Halftime Report.
Welcome back. It is time for our halftime highlights of how this one has gone down. It's our Texas Med Clinic Urgent Care first half highlights. Wagner gave it up. Markel Ford on the fumble. Canyon offense turned that into points quickly. The brothers Adams deuce to Eli. Made it 7-0. Perfect throw and catch. Wagner got on the board on a safety on a high snap on an attempted Canyon punt that made it 7-2. And then Cam Smith to Markel Ford. He made up for that fumble with a great catch in traffic. And that's where we'll start the third quarter. The T-Birds on top, 9-7. We're back with third quarter action.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Vulcan Materials Company, Centro Med, Red McCombs Toyota, Texas Med Clinic, Cowboys AC, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Rhino Roofers, Atlas Floors Carpet One, Air and Plumbing Today, Solve HR, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Beluga Air, Christus Santa Rosa Sports Medicine, and Monarch Trophy Studio.
Here's a look at our halftime stats. Canyon and Wagner playing with a lot on the line here. The 2 seed in District 12 5A Division 1. Everything pretty even, just like the scoreboard. 5 first downs apiece. Total yards about the same. Got 2 different styles with Chuck. Turnover led to 1 score. Safety led to another, so it's pretty even.
Dude, when we were coming into this ball game, did you think in your wildest dreams that we would have a 9-7 ball game at the half? Man, I thought we were going to be on a pace to see, a 48-45 ball game.
Yep.
Hats off to both of these defenses for really, on a short week, bringing the hard hat tonight.
Done their homework. And again, they're playing for second place in 12 5A behind Smithson Valley. Winner gets to host, likely, and the loser's headed east to the College Station area. Winner's going to get the Georgetown area. It's time for our Rhino Roofers second half kickoff. Canyon deferred to start the game, so they will get the football here first here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's what's fascinating about Texas high school football in the postseason, right? You want to be able to pick your poison maybe this late in the year, but you're going to get a tough opponent no matter who you play. So, the value of this game tonight is it's a playoff primer. If you lose, you still get to play another week. But, this is a big, huge rivalry in terms of how it's growing year by year. These are 2 fascinating programs with a lot of good history. And so, you want some bragging rights. You want to feel good about yourselves going into the postseason. So it's going to be a fun second half to watch unfold.
2 really good coaches. Travis Bush, we talked about him. Jason Starren, disciple of the Paul Johnson Veer. Talked about how it was so successful at Georgia Southern. I remember those days where they won all those national titles, and then it was unstoppable at Navy. I don't think anybody runs it anymore other than the academies.
Yeah, and what Coach Bush was really concerned about was just the initial speed of seeing it. It's hard to simulate trying to defend it in practice, but his squad on defense has really answered the bell here tonight to hold Wagner to just 9 points.
Man, remember how good it was for 3 or 4 straight years with L.J. Butler, the fullback, running the rock for the T-Birds as they made some really deep playoff runs. A couple of state semifinals. We'll reverse here on the kickoff across the 20 and out of bounds at about the 24-yard line is Kavion Noland. And let's go down to the sidelines and Kristen Urban. Kristen.
Thanks, Don. Coach Bush told me coming out of the locker room that he feels like his team did really well defensively against this option. He said they were able to slow them down, and when you think about it, they only held them to 1 touchdown. He said going into the second half, they're going to try and run the ball. I asked him what his message was to the guys in the locker room, and he said, we knew it was going to be a situation like this, especially with the playoffs so close and with playoff spots on the line. He said, so his guys are ready for it. I'll send it back to you, Don.
All right, thanks, Kristen. They faked the reverse, handed up the middle. Alcorta, nice gain on first down, picks up 5. It'll be second down and 5.
Yeah, and Canyon came out on offense and it looked like, oh man, here we go again with these guys. They're just going to go up and down the field. But Wagner's defense doing a phenomenal job of holding them to just a single touchdown in the first half.
Deuce Adams, hands again, straight ahead, Alcorta. So hard to bring down. He is such a load, and he's got another first down.
It's one of those things, Don, you're walking around before the game kind of eyeballing guys, and you just look around, and all of a sudden your eyes take you to one guy, and you go, who is that? Well, we're finding out who 6 is real quick.
Throw it out in the flat, hits the seam, down to the 45, close to the 40-yard line is Xavion Noland. He's going to play in our San Antonio Sports All-Star game, and you can see why. Almost 1,200 yards, 17 touchdowns coming into this game.
Yeah, and talking to Coach Bush this week, he said, our running backs are good. We don't have any guys that pop you with the stats, but as a group, they like them all.
It's another first down for the Cougs. Alcorta straight ahead, another 5 yards. And we saw this a couple of weeks ago with Churchill when they played Clark. Something happened at the half where they said, we're just going to come out and just beat you up. And they just ran it right down the Cougs' throat. And you get the sense that they're trying to establish a physical style of play here, kind of changed in the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, they got some big boys up there on that offensive line at Canyon. I mean, Mason Timmerman, the left guard, 6'4", 255.
Low snap, good job by Deuce. He's got his brother on the same play that scored. Underthrown, good coverage down there. And is there a late flag? The line judge on the near sideline that was all over it did not throw it. But the back judge, who was in the end zone in the middle of the field, is going to call defensive pass interference.
Pass interference. Number 2, defense. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic. First down.
It's that old high school face guarding deal where you don't get your head around. Can't really see it from that angle.
Well, the ball was slightly underthrown as well, but you're right. I don't know what the contact was there. It's hard to tell, but if you don't turn around, sometimes it gives the officials something to look at. Bang, bang.
So it's a first down for Canyon, good field position. Got a man wide open. Eli, touchdown. Couldn't have been easier. The Adams brothers hook up again. Deuce to Eli. And just like that, Canyon marches right down the field to go up 13-9 here quickly on their first drive.
Yeah, all that window dressing at the line of scrimmage, and Wagner bit. And just a few days away from celebrating Halloween. The Adams family. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
And as we showed you earlier, they dressed up for Halloween at practice on Monday. We're coming back. Wagner will have a chance to answer on Thursday Night Lights.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Solve HR.
Welcome back. The Adams brothers fired up after another touchdown. 14-9 our score. And Jason Starren and his offense will get their first touch here in the third quarter. Maybe they have made an adjustment as well. When behind the kick, well out of the end zone. It'll be 25-yard line for the Wagner offense.
Yeah, so Canyon really spectacular to start this ball game on their first drive, and then the first drive to start the third quarter, same result. The jump back out in front.
Cam Smith and his group getting the same kind of pep talk from their coach that the Cougs did to come out. Just 2 for 5 in the air tonight, and they don't throw it much. And we'll see what they try to do here on their first possession. It's that tight formation. They run it to Markel Ford, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss, and again, a really nice job by the defensive unit, the Canyon Cougars. It was Daniel Perez, the senior, getting back there for a loss of 1 on the play. Taking a look at our Red McCombs Toyota Smile Cam. Canyon cheerleaders with lots to smile about after that last drive.
Daniel, another guy that's gotten some college offers to play the next level.
It'll be second down and 11. Going to put it in the air, a rare throw, and it's overthrown as he was looking for Markel Ford. And Ford's slow to get up. It came down kind of awkwardly on the sideline. Went all out for that ball and landed funny. They're taking a look at him on the sideline. He's up and shaking it off now, which is good to see.
Meantime, let's see what they do here on third down, if they're going to put it in the air again or see if they can pick up a chunk on the ground. Tough right now. That wind sure has picked up, and Wagner going right into the teeth of it.
3rd and 11. And they're going to put it up again. Smith overthrown and almost intercepted. Also over the outstretched hands of Owen Gray.
And they're going to have to punt it away. Cameron Smith, wind or no wind. Put some mustard on that one.
That was into the wind. Maybe he was trying to overcompensate, son, as Mercy Mlandani comes on to punt this one away. Short kick. Takes a good hop. It'll be down near midfield, and Canyon will have it again with the wind at their backs and coming off some juice on their first drive in the 3rd quarter. Cougs on top 14-9. They'll try to add to that when we come back. Toyota, Red McCombs Toyota Smile Cam out here with the fog early in the morning at the pep rally. Carlos Sanchez. I want to give Carlos a big shout out. He loves shooting these pep rallies. He's been out there all season long. Does a great job for us, and we're very grateful to have Carlos on the staff and doing all he does for TNL. Anybody love high school football more than Carlos?
Maybe 6. The way he's trucking guys tonight.
Let's go down to Kristen Urban on the sideline. Kristen.
Thanks, Don. I'm up in the student section. It's senior night. Who's going to win tonight?
That's called playing to your audience.
You heard it. You heard it here first, Don.
All right. Well, they're going to have to come back. Down 14-9, 8:42 to go, and Canyon moving the football. I think Wagner's a little gassed. And they don't quite like the formation they're in. Coach Staring going to take a timeout to talk over. And we will take it with them as they were just not lined up right. 14-9. Canyon with some confidence here in the 3rd.
Right.
Welcome back. It's All-Star time, and we were proud to be out there today handing around the plaques and the certificates out to the kids that are going to play in the San Antonio Sports All-Star game. From Canyon, we've got Xavier Nolan and Daniel Perez. And from Wagner, Jaron Campbell, Markel Ford, and Nate Western. And you can see all of these guys have showed out here tonight. And a shout out to Colton Thomason out at Smithson Valley. He's going to play in the Big Boy All-Star game, the National All-American game. He's like 6'7", 320, signed with Texas A&M. Been one of the top recruits in town for the last 2 years. Jack Green out there getting that footage, and shout out to Jack Green as well, who does a great job covering football and everything else we need. Little flea flicker. Now Deuce is going to run it, and he's forced out of bounds. Just didn't have it downfield. Good job by the Wagner defense to cover that up.
Yeah, and a good decision there too. You know, you got the lead, and looks like you might have a chance to take a shot downfield, but if it's not 100%, don't take a chance. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, reverse flea flicker, and
boy, he's got some good feet, doesn't he?
He's really, really fun to watch. He's under pressure here, though, and dropped. Was that Greg Williams? It was. Number 88 on your program, number 1 in your heart, the big fella.
The Manster.
Here's our Beluga player profile on Greg Williams. 6'3", 215. He's also a basketball player. And he wants to play football at the next level, and I think he's got a real good chance of doing that.
Aerodynamics engineer on top of being a guy that's in the backfield. Have mercy.
One of the favorites as Deuce goes over the middle. What a laser beam. to the 10, to the 5, and roped down all the way inside the 5-yard line is Xavier Nolan. We told you he's playing in the San Antonio Sports All-Star game. That's why. And how about this BB, Chuck?
Yeah, I mean, he just has the skill set that college coaches are looking for. Height, fantastic athlete. You know, he's going to have chances to play possibly both sports at the D1 level.
Good play by Nolan. And he'll run a little wildcat, and right up the middle for the touchdown is Daniel Bastian, the junior running back. And all of a sudden, Canyon has come out fired up here in the third quarter.
Well, if you give Adams that kind of time to throw the football and his receivers a chance to get downfield, you're going to see some fireworks quickly, and we just did on that drive.
Owen Painter on to kick the extra point to try to make it 21-9. The kick is up, it is good, and the Cougars are on top. A little wildcat action. I'll tell you what, Travis Bush is one heck of a play caller.
Yeah, and he's got some athletes too that he can utilize and do a very good job of spreading the wealth, be it run or be it pass. And you know, kind of had to do it a little differently tonight. And things kind of got bogged down late in the second quarter and part of that first quarter as well. But man, since they've come out in the second half, it's been touchdown, touchdown.
And how cool is it if you're a high school kid to play for coaches who've coached at the college level and have that kind of aptitude to run all these creative things that they've seen both at UTSA and at Houston, and a staff full of guys who've played and coached at the college level.
Yeah.
We're back in 15 seconds.
Being a teen ambassador lets me speak up for teens who might not have a voice and be able to connect with other teens around the city.
So Wagner will try to see if they can generate some offense here in the second half. It's been all Canyon here in the third quarter. Two very impressive drives, and they've been mixing it up. Wagner's high-powered veer offense has been stifled tonight by a really good Canyon D running to the football. There are so many facets, though, to this veer that wouldn't be surprised to see Starren mix it up a little bit more and try some different wrinkles of the veer.
Yeah, this is a big drive here. Got to get back into this football game after Canyon has come out smoking in the third quarter.
They'll run it inside with some physicality. And here's a look at some of the ways that the Cougs have been running to the football tonight. And they have just been pursuing this veer, and they went to school on it all week long. And the way you stop it is in mass, running to the football, staying at home, and gang tackling and having 3 or 4 guys there. And they're also really good tacklers tonight. Missed tackles will kill you in an offense like this, and they haven't missed many. Smith will keep. He got 2 more. It'll be third down and about 2.
Yeah, and Travis Bush, I mean, he's got to be really excited. I mean, they talked about moving guys in and out with DBs a lot this year, and they're doing a really good job coming up and fitting the run tonight for sure so far in this ball game.
I think maybe 3 down territory here. 2 down territory. Even though they're short of the 40-yard line, they won't need it. They'll pick up the first down and move the sticks. I tell you, Jeremiah Cherry, when he's gotten his chance to touch the football tonight, has been very effective. Physical runner.
Yeah, they've had their moments, right? Running this offense, no question.
He's been one of their more impressive performers this year with over 800 yards and 9 touchdowns rushing and 124 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns through the air. So We talk a lot about Ford and Wanye Taylor, but Jeremiah Cherry, a real weapon. Changing up the play clock. They got to hurry here. It's 4 seconds. The pitch is going to go backwards. And that was just a bust all the way around by the Wagner offense.
Well, give credit to Colin Ott, number 14 for Canyon. I mean, he read that all the way. He came in, blitzed the gap, and was right there to be a presence very early on as that play was trying to develop.
Looked like there was some confusion as well on the offensive side of it. You see the frustration by Coach Starren. That'll set up 2nd down and 16. Big loss there.
You look at 14, Don Colin Ott, man, that's a big man right there. He's out there playing on the edge right now.
Gonna throw, under pressure, caught, one-on-one individual effort there, and a nice play. And through the air works. E.J. Bell on the reception. And that's good enough for a 1st down on 2nd and 16.
Love the play call, Jason Starren. Look at this. You're going to run a play into the teeth of the blitz and end up getting a chunk play out of it. Fantastic.
Also, he was under pressure, but there was a wide open receiver running right down the middle of the field as well. That's because the defense is just never expecting a pass. You just get lulled to sleep. And so some life for the Wagner offense. He's going to throw it again. He's got 4. He's open. Ford breaking 1 tackle inside the 35 down to about the 33-yard line.
Cameron Smith doing a really good job there too. Canyon again bringing pressure from the outside. And Cameron Smith reading that all the way is Duke Nagy. Again, we talked about him playing defense tonight. He's usually their slot guy. He's blitzed on the last 2 downs.
You can see the body language has changed for Wagner. They're playing a little more inspired now after having some success. They'll run it straight ahead, spinning for about 4, maybe 5. Again is Jeremiah Cherry, physical, tall running back. Taking a look at our Chris of Santa Rosa Sports Medicine Band Cam. Chris of Santa Rosa has been with us for years here on TNL. We thank them for their sponsorship of the Band Cam all season long. I've seen some really impressive bands this year. Smith keeps. They'll mark him short of the 25. Got to get to the 24 for a 1st down. So we'll call it 3rd and 2 as we tick inside 3 minutes here in the 3rd quarter.
Holcomb, Gonzalez, Chavez, Hill, and Maureen up front. Great job on this drive, fellas.
2-down territory for sure here. They run it inside to the 25 only. It'll be 4th down and 1 because Muck and Fuss and his brothers right there to make the play. Aiden Muck and Fuss was a all-district performer a year ago.
Yeah, Muck and Fuss and Hyatt, these dudes over 80 tackles on the season coming into this one. They both got a nose for the football, both fast and physical. They got some other guys that are coming on, but these guys are really good football players, and we got one of them down.
Got an injured player for the Canyon Cougars. We got more great football for you this week on our family of stations. Of course, we showed you UTSA playing on right here on the CW35. Notre Dame football on NBC and News 4. Saturday, 6:30 against Clemson. And then on Fox, Texas Tech taking on TCU, the undefeated Frogs, number 7 in the latest college football playoff poll. And of course, Game 6 of the World Series, also on Fox, Astros and Phillies. As the Astros will come home.
That's a 1st down. Oh, blood and guts. Just give it to your guy and let him wreck.
Down 20-9, that's right. It's Jeremiah Cherry. They throw it out in the flat, incomplete. That is receiver Wanye Taylor, just a little bit too much to the inside.
Canyon doing a really good job right there with their checks. Kono Hyatt, we just mentioned him, doing a really good job drifting with the receiver on that one. Not a lot of places to throw that football on that particular play.
Run that tight formation here on 2nd and 10. They fake it to
Wide
Ford.
open.
Wide open downfield. Caught. Touchdown, Wagner. A.J. Bell was injured on the play. And it's gone silent here. Hope that young man's okay. Let's take a look at how it happened. I thought there might be a flag down the way that the play ended, but no, it's 6 for the Wagner T-Birds.
You know, Cameron Smith doing a great job of hiding that football and then sprinting out and dropping a dime on his receiver who makes the grab, and then...
Oh, it looked like his right ankle, when he planted his right foot, just rolled it. He's holding his left. Took his helmet off too. I thought there might be a penalty there. They decide not to go for 2 to make it a 3-point game, so they'll kick the extra point, and it's 20-16 with under 2 to play here in the third. And we're back in 15 seconds.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
Told you the Astros are coming home to be on Fox on Saturday. Hoping to come home with a 3-2 lead. They lead the Phillies 2-1 in the top of the 6th. That series tied up at 2 apiece.
Well, Don, here on TNL, we've been treated to a spectacular season, and it's been lights out the last 2 weeks and about what we expected coming in here tonight for Canyon and Wagner. 2 really good football teams. We thought we would see a game that would go back and forth, and I'll be golly if we don't have ourselves a football game here late in the third quarter.
I mean, I'm telling you, just stick around because it's going on to the last play. 2 weeks in a row, we've gone to the very last minute to decide it. Bastion goes straight ahead on the return, and tell you what, this Canyon offense has been red hot here in the second half. Scoring on both their drives in the third quarter. Deuce Adams, again, coming into the game, over 2,600 yards and 30 touchdowns. He's had a couple more tonight. Only 5 interceptions, and he's run for 300 yards and a couple of touchdowns as well. And for a junior, you see the maturity and just the patience that he has. He's in control of this thing. The lead, though.
Oh, hello.
Look out. Down the sidelines goes Bastion. They're going to catch him. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Well, just when you're somebody like me thinking, okay, let's see if Canyon decides they're going to put the ball in the air because this is going to be the last quarter, they have the wind at their back, they hit you for a huge run. And the most explosive play of the ball game right here on the ground.
First down
time to
10.
adjust his face mask.
Nice play by Bastion. He goes in motion. Deuce fakes down the sideline. Looking for him and overthrown. Again, good coverage, no flag.
Spectacular coverage, right?
Really nice job.
By William Gaddis, running stride for stride with the receiver, and I think William's going to sleep well tonight. Looks like he's been running around a lot this evening trying to chase receivers down. He's been up for the task every time.
Now it's 2nd down and 10. High snap, bobbled, and they get through into the backfield. And for the Wagner Thunderbirds, John Rector, you were talking about guys that just pop out size-wise.
Yeah, it's
that
your
is
guy.
A big grown man right there.
Yeah, 6'3", 215, and looks a lot bigger from here.
3rd and 13. Adams to Adams. Eli trying to get to the sideline. Takes a shot. Stays in bounds, so the clock will continue to run inside of a minute. It'll be 4th down. They got the wind at their back. And they've got a good kicker. And it's no small wind either.
And they're going to elect to think about it as we speak.
He's calling an offensive play here. That's what play callers do.
Well, good job by Wagner outside, stopping that last one.
7 on the play clock. Will they get it off? They're going to call a timeout before the play clock, and you were right all along. They'll think it over.
Well, I think, given where we are in the football game, and given the score, I mean, you get an opportunity to get 3 points here. That's going to be potentially a big kick, but I don't know. I mean, maybe they're thinking about going for it right here.
Oh, I think they're going for it. Take another look at the district standings. Smithson Valley, the only team undefeated, and here's the battle for 2nd place and the better draw in the playoffs in round 1.
Yeah, we talked about it at the onset, right? What a tough league this is, but part of the reason why it's such a tough league is the 2 squads you're looking at here tonight. These guys are good, really good.
Travis Bush has the play he wants, and he'll send trips to the near side. It's Eli Adams and Braden Seeley. We're joined by Ryder Hopper, looking left all the way. And now he's going to run for it, and he's going to get it. Deuce Adams to the 10, down to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, we talked about his ability to throw the football and what great feet he has, but you can see he can beat you with his feet as well. I mean, I don't think any of us saw this one coming here on 4th and long, and nowhere to go downfield. Sees a crease, and then a little hop, skip, and a jump for the 1st down.
Inside the Central Med red zone, they go to the bull. Alcorta. Jacob gets inside the 5. That'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. And the Cougs will be threatening when we come back. It's 4th quarter time.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
Welcome back. The band's fired up. Canyon's fired up. They're moving the football up 5 to start the 4th quarter, but they're knocking on the door as we take a look at our Texas Med Clinic Urgent Care 3rd quarter highlights. Chuck, man, these Cougars came out firing in the 2nd half.
Well, indeed they did. I mean, it was just like the way they started the ball game and what we thought we were going to see all night, but we had to wait a little while, but the 3rd quarter was really, really good to the Cougs, getting a couple of pops, and then kudos to Wagner, too, for answering back and getting a touchdown pass into the teeth of this wind to make things mighty interesting here as we start the 4th.
Wagner trying to stay in it with a stop here. 2nd down from the 5. They go to the big guy. And he plunges forward to about the 2.5.
Boy, that's
Jacob Alcorta, who's been such a punishing back tonight.
Can you imagine the energy that's created when 6 and 88
decides they're going to hook up.
It's mano-y-mano right here. You can split it out all you want, but something tells me they're going to, that's all window dressing, and they may go right back to the big guy right here. Bring a man in motion. He wants to throw. He's going to run. And Deuce doesn't get there, hit late. And did a flag fly?
It did late.
Comes in late. They may talk this over.
Well, you got to give Deuce Adams credit. He sold it.
Kazim Thomas is trying to talk the lead official, Kyle Fuhrer, out of the penalty here. I wouldn't be surprised for him to say there is no penalty. That's exactly what he said. He just didn't turn his microphone on. There is no flag, no penalty for a late hit. It's 4th down. Although it's close, right?
Bang, bang. They usually are. We talked about the athletes that we see on these fields week to week, right? I mean, it's getting harder and harder to officiate these games. These guys are so fast and so quick and so big and strong. But a good hold at the end of this by Wagner to hold him to a field goal attempt when this high-powered offense was knocking on the door.
Touchdown will beat you, but if you make this right here, you'll have to have a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. And that kick is good. So it's an 8-point spread now as Owen Painter gets the extra point. It's 24-16, lots of time left. We had two games that went till the last play. How about overtime on the final?
I'm with you. You might be calling your shot.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Solve HR.
Hey, coming up at the end of the game, we present our Monarch trophies to the coach of the winning team and our player of the game. If you need trophies or plaques or any sort of business awards, go to 344-3777. Call Monarch Trophy or look them up online at mtsawards.com. They've been with us from the very beginning. Our thanks to Monarch Trophy.
Yeah, and is it just me? It seems like everybody that's won this year has been way more excited than they've ever been.
They're playing on TV, man.
Hello.
Big time kickoff return right up the middle for the Wagner T-Birds, Darius Burley. The junior defensive back giving them great field position.
Yeah, and that's really his first attempt to kind of get his hands on the football in that regard. I mean, you pointed out earlier in the ball game where he had to come up and field a punt in the teeth of the wind. Not an easy thing to do, but he looks like he's a steady hand to have back there and just made a huge play for his squad as they try to get back in it.
Well, they've got a chance here. Cameron Smith keeps. Gets to the 40. Is this a situation where if you're Jason Starren, you've kept a couple of cards in your back pocket in this Veer offense to bring out a little trickeration or something you haven't seen yet?
Well,
there's so much to it.
There certainly is. I mean, it is like playing 5D chess when you're playing these guys with all the checks and reads that you have to do and all the places you got to fit yourself in order to stop them on the run. They're up to the challenge right there, that's for sure.
As they have been all night, and it's the same cast of characters. Lane Butow, the junior, who has been so physical tonight. Reading it perfectly to be 3rd down and long, and this is a big play here in this football game because Wagner is not going to go for it, I wouldn't think.
And just the subtle adjustments by Coach Bush, right? I mean, to put Nagy in from the wide receiver spot for a game like this and let him play corner, I mean, he's been super active, and you wouldn't know he's a wide receiver with how physical he's playing.
Tight formation. This time they're going to throw out of it. Smith loses the football. They're going to call it an incomplete forward pass. And that'll set up 4th down with the wind at their back. They'll punt it away, and they'll have a really good chance here to flip the field and play field position with Canyon and maybe get a chance to get their defense to get a stop and give them some better field position with about 9 minutes to go here.
Yeah, you're in a really tough spot, right? 4th and long, and as you said, you get a chance to really maybe pin them back, but you got to hope that your defense has got one more stop in them. They played outstanding here tonight holding down this offense.
Mercy Mondani has been good tonight punting the football. He'll sail that one deep again, and just too much. You know, the wind is just too much. Putting it into the end zone, it'll come out to the 25. But Mercy not happy about it.
Yeah, your garden variety 62-yard punt.
It's the Red McCombs Toyota Smile Cam, and fans out here smiling because it's a beautiful night to take in a football game. Wagner T-Bird fired up on senior day, senior night. What's better than high school football in the fall?
It was really fun walking around on the Wagner sideline before the game. A chance to meet a lot of the people down there before the ball game tonight. Cheerleaders and valedictorian included.
Yeah, what an impressive young man. Cowboys AC 1st down, and it's going nowhere as the T-Birds run to the football. Big Greg Williams coming up with a play.
Yeah, there were a bunch of Wagner guys rallying to the football right there, and a huge stop. Is that Western right there in there as well, doing the job? One of our all-stars?
Absolutely, big number 0 in there with Greg Williams.
Yeah, Don got a chance to meet the valedictorian Caleb Dorka before the game, and he's a young man that plays football, but he was involved in a car wreck, and he was out for 28 days, but he's back on campus. Today was his first day, and seems to be okay. He says he's got a few headaches, but boy, I really enjoyed my conversation with him as Wagner comes up with another play here to force a 3rd and long.
3rd and 14. Canyon going into the wind, protecting just an 8-point lead, and this could get interesting if they get a stop here. Keep in mind, though, that Deuce Adams has been really good with his feet in these situations. You're so wary of the guys downfield that Deuce has beaten you a couple of times for big 15-yard gain.
Well, that's just because Wagner's elite defense here with their best athletes playing on this side of the football. They've made it really hard to get the ball downfield tonight. But you talk about the wind. If anybody can turn around the wind, it's this guy playing quarterback here tonight.
3rd and 17. They snap it with 1. Adams looking over the middle. Now pressured. Now we'll throw it, and he'll just throw it out of bounds. And they'll have to punt close to their own goal line.
Oh, what a job by Lang, Gaddis, Burley, and Staley. I mean, these dudes have been amazing tonight covering receivers. And when you absolutely had to have it to give your squad the ball back, you not only get a stop, but you forced them backwards on offense. Great job, fellas.
William Gaddis and Darius Burley standing right at midfield. The punt into the wind is short of that. It takes a Canyon roll, though. It'll be just short of midfield. It'll spot it at the 47. So Wagner will have great field position and plenty of time with 7:34 to go. Taking another look at our Christus Santa Rosa Sports Medicine Band Cam, as this game's getting very interesting now. Down 8. Wagner has the football inside Canyon territory. And if you've been with us the last couple of weeks, you know that's just how we roll on TNL. Final possessions, game-winning touchdowns with a minute to go, only to see the kickoff be returned for another game winner. We run the option. 4 to the outside. He's down to the 20, down to the 10. Markel Ford, touchdown, no flags. Oh, I spoke too soon. Midfield, there's a flag. Came in late.
Oh, man, what a big play that was. We're holding our breath to see what this flag looks like.
There is no foul on the play for chop block. Result of the play, touchdown Wagner.
Well.
Twice tonight, these officials have done a good job of talking it over. And you see the speed of Markel Ford. And Wagner goes into the end zone. That cuts it to a 2-point game with a 2-point conversion coming. But they're asking, what are we running? Huge play in the ball game. You want to make sure everybody's on the same page. They want to make sure they got their best play drawn up. And they're going to take a timeout to talk it over. That's smart.
Yeah, when in doubt, you got a chance to knot this ball game up. And Don, I'm going to out myself. I was watching with the binoculars, watching the snap of the ball, and I got tricked twice before I picked up where Markel Ford was. So it just goes to show you how incredibly difficult it can be to stop this offense down to down. You could do a great job all night and then have one play come down and get you like that.
Markel Ford just showing his speed and a nice cutback to get into the end zone. So Wagner will try to tie it up here. Smart play to call timeout here and make sure they looked a little discombobulated trying to communicate what the play was going to be. And Cameron Smith doing a good job to just say, look, we got 2 timeouts. This is the ball game, really. We have a chance to tie it up here. So let's get the right call, the right play. And they'll give it their best shot here against the Canyon defense, who's been really good against this Veer offense. For the tie. They run the pitch. And into the end zone for the 2-point conversion is Wanye Taylor. They run it to perfection, and we're all knotted up with 7:24 to play.
Similar play, Don. I mean, everybody's eyes are looking inside. You got to stop the grunt play inside. You get 4 guys tackling the guy that you think has the ball, and the next thing you know, they're popping it outside and walking it in. I mean, just fantastic watching these dudes execute.
And they sold it well. And that's why you call the timeout. Coaches are able to say, look, sell the inside play. Remember to make it a great fake. And they did.
Yeah, it's just amazing to me how well they run this offense with Cameron Smith leading the way. I mean, he's just a junior. Imagine how great he's going to be in this offense next year. I mean, we talked about, they've been averaging 52 points a game during this winning streak. I mean, he's really getting a read on this, and wow, you just think about what the future holds. I mean, a lot of talented players from both of these teams coming back for next year. Doing a lot of damage as underclassmen for sure.
And the job that Canyon's done to hold them to 24 tonight.
Roger that.
That kick with that wind behind it, and it'll be mishandled, and they'll kneel down and take it at the 25-yard line. So can this Canyon Cougar offense, so high powered, that has been so impressive here in the second half, score? You see Big Nate Leonard standing behind Travis Bush. I think I also saw Mike Adams on the staff, the former Longhorn great, number 83 in your program, Texas fans, on the Canyon staff. They run it inside. Bastion Let's check that. That's Alcorta. Time for another Beluga Air player profile. Braden Seeley's got 100+ average. He's in the National Honor Society. He's also a track star, and he wants to go to Aggieland and major in biology.
Good luck with that.
Good for him.
Got a little bit more on the ball than yours truly, that's for sure.
All
Well
you,
done,
buddy.
young man.
All you. Second down and 6. Run motion. And they hand it again to Alcorta. He's not going anywhere. Greg Williams and company. And your guy, Big Nate Western, going to play in our Sports All-Star game, San Antonio Sports All-Star game.
Yeah, what a fantastic ball player that guy's been during his tenure.
William
at
Gaddis
Wagner
everywhere too.
Yeah, but Western, 3-year starter. I mean, just seems like he's finally running out of eligibility. What a player.
Third down and 7 for the Cougs. Can Wagner get off the field again? Rolling right is Deuce. He can run for it. And he's not going to get there. It'll be 4th down. Canyon sends out the punt team in a tie ball game with 5:43 to go. Travis Bush will count on his defense now. But they'll be punting into the wind with 2 very dangerous returners back for Wagner, and that's William Gaddis and Darius Burley.
It's a phenomenal job by this Wagner defensive line all night long, allowing them to play coverage with just 3 or 4 guys coming every time.
Good punt into that wind. It'll check up at the 35-40. It'll be down right at the 36, but the official standing at the 40, and that's where Wagner will have the football and a chance to drive for the go-ahead score.
Well, if you talk about game and clock management, I mean, hats off to the job that Wagner has done all night, managing wind, possessions, all that stuff. Here you are, you've put yourself in a phenomenal position. You just went down, were able to get a couple of big plays to knot this ball game up, and now you got 5:32 with the wind at your back. And let's see if they can not only go down and get some points, but take a huge chunk of that clock with them.
And answering back after they were punched in the mouth with 2 straight scoring drives by Canyon early in the 3rd. I mean, there's no quit in these T-Birds. His first down carry goes for about 4.
Canyon thinks they forced a turnover there.
And we've got a big guy down for Wagner. And they're going to come out and attend to him. And we'll step away while they do. 24 all, 5:12 to go. A lot of football left. Young man's doing fine. Brian Gonzalez got up and got off the field. Good to see that.
Yeah, that's a big loss if he can't come back in this ball game. I mean, we're talking about a guy with some skins on the wall as a second teamer in the district last year.
Here goes Wagner. They go right up the middle on 2nd and 6, and that's good for about 2 more. It'll be 3rd down and 3. That's what they want. If you're Wagner, that's exactly what you want when you run this offense, is 3rd down and 3. And if you got to go 4th down and a foot, you'll go for it.
Be curious to see if they run any of the stuff that they ran like on the last drive when you really needed to have a big play. You're going to fake it inside and then get it outside again, or, you know, that's all these things that these defenders are thinking about right now. And of course, the offensive coach is thinking the same thing for Wagner.
I'm thinking I'll give it to 12 or 14. Cherry, they do that, and Canyon had it read perfectly. Now, on a loss on the play, it's going to be 4th and 4. Now what do you do? With 4:21 to go.
Decisions.
You don't get it here. It's half a field. for Canyon. Do you punt it away, make them go 90?
I like this.
If you could keep it out of the end zone, if you could tell your punter that big wind behind you, angle it out, and let's see if we can back them up inside the 5. Let's play for overtime.
But I like this too. I mean, you get a chance here. You know, you may need some of this in the postseason.
They boot out. He can run for it if he wants to. Now he throws, got a man, and it's tipped and incomplete. Cameron Smith probably should have run that football, but we've got a flag down, and it's in the secondary, and it may be pass interference.
I don't know if they're going to call it because the ball was tipped. Well, we'll see. They're talking it over, but you're right. I mean, Cameron Smith had some options right there, but I like the play call, Don. I mean, you know, again, both of these teams are going to the playoffs, right? Yes, home field is at stake in round 1 for both of these teams, but you may need to have to do something like this to win a ball game starting next week. So I like the roll of the bones here either way.
Boy, this is a long discussion. They've had 3 or 4 of these tonight, and 2 or 3 times they've picked up flags. One down in the end zone for not a late hit, one down on this end for not a chop block, and there's another good block. Ball's tipped. That's a good play on the ball by the DB there. I don't see a penalty there unless they're going to get another blindside block back here.
Discussion. There is no penalty for targeting. All the plays, an incomplete pass. First down, Canyon.
It's a good call.
Yeah, I like that. This crew's done an amazing job tonight. And, you know, when in doubt, get together, get everybody's opinion, and then.
It was a helmet-to-helmet collision, totally involuntary by both guys.
Yeah. But, I mean, again, you know.
Just because their hats hit doesn't make it targeted.
What did you see? What did you see? What did you see? What did you see? And then, okay, everybody makes their voices heard, and then you go with whoever thinks they saw it the best.
So Canyon with a short field can drive for the win. Adams under pressure, rolling, throwing. Incomplete, good coverage, good rush, and good coverage by the T-Birds.
You're not kidding. I mean, you know, salute to the Deuce back there running around extending plays because he's back there running for his life. But I mean to tell you, I mean, these DBs for Wagner really showed up, and William Gaddis in particular on that one. When it becomes the scramble drill, William Gaddis was right up for that challenge and made sure there wasn't a real big lane there to throw a football to.
Deuce Adams and his brother Eli have been so dangerous tonight. Wagner's had their number here in the last 2 drives. It's 2nd and 10 with 3:33. Adams running, loses the football, it's out. Canyon gets back on top of it. Greg Williams had the strip sack. Ball came out, and Wagner just couldn't get to it quick enough. Good hustle by the offensive line of Canyon.
Talking about quick, Greg Williams just flat out got into that backfield in a twinkling of an eye. And boy, was that a huge play and almost disaster for Canyon.
Judah Strakos there to jump on top of it to save the possession for the Cougars. Inside 3 minutes. 3rd down and 13. Adams back to pass over the middle. That ball is caught short of the marker. It'll be 4th down. It's going to be 4th down and about 5.
Looks like they're going to go for it too, and I don't blame them.
Oh yeah, this part of the field for sure.
But again, Wagner making it awfully hard for these receivers to get open when they're only rushing 3 guys down on that last play. It gave them everything underneath. Now we'll see what they decide to do on defense here to try to hold them on 4th down. Got to be careful that they don't try to get you to jump too.
Clock continues to run. Adams under pressure again. Gets away from Williams. Now throws. Got a man downfield. Wide open. He had his foot down, I believe. What are they going to make a call?
Catch.
First down at the 21. Great job by Braden Seeley to keep his foot in bounds.
Now it starts with Deuce Adams. I mean, Wagner dials up a blitz there, and they just went too far past the quarterback, thanks to Deuce stepping up, and then throws a dime and a miraculous catch there on the sideline.
Play to keep the foot down. They run it to the left side. Ball goes out of bounds at about the 18. We're inside of 2 minutes to go.
Wow, that was a big play. You know, and talk about game of inches, here we are again, right? Wagner a whisker away from potentially getting a sack there on that play. Instead, Canyon turns it upfield and extends their drive.
Not to mention the fumble they recovered. 2nd and 7. Adams running for his life again. Gets to the corner. He's got the 18, pushed out of bounds. He wants a late call. It's not going to be that. Nate Western was there and hit him right as he crossed the boundary.
Yeah, and I think Greg Williams wants a hold too. He was being held up at the line of scrimmage there while Deuce was running loose over there to the right side. No calls all the way around. Drive continues now, 3rd and 6.
Adams splits 2 to the right, 2 to the left. He's got his brother Eli, his favorite target, top of your screen, going post. Now runs the out to the corner. Ball is caught. Touchdown. Eli Adams. Just like they do it in the backyard at home. What a throw and what a catch.
I was going to say, maybe they should, you know, if they're doing that in the backyard, please save some of these. I mean, look at this dime into the wind. I mean, mercy.
Good
I mean, you can't cover it any better, right, than Rodney Staley did back there?
A fantastic throw, great coverage, great catch. And it's setting up perfectly for a Wagner win here on TNL, the way things have been going.
Isn't that the truth?
1:07 to go. Canyon strikes with the Adams brothers. We got 2 Monarch trophies. We get them bookends for Mom.
Oh, jeepers, what a ball game.
Big kick here by Owen Painter to make it a 7-point game here.
We talked about Deuce Adams, right?
High snap. And now a touchdown and extra point would win it for Wagner. They're going to have 1:07 to go. The distance with 1 timeout and a running offense. But we've seen some electric players, and you know, a team that scores 52 points doesn't do it all on the ground.
No, that's accurate. And again, here we are, 3rd week in a row where the door is ajar.
It certainly is.
And big doors swing on small hinges. So we'll see what happens here. But again, getting back to Deuce Adams, and we talked about this fella coming in here with 26 plus 100 yards throwing the football. And you cannot say enough about the job that Wagner's defense has done all night long. A, getting after him, but B, also on the back end with these talented receivers that they have doing the job. But man, when the game's on the line, Deuce Adams, the junior, really coming up large for his squad, making a play on 4th down to extend the drive, and then that dime to his brother to give his team a 6-point lead here with 1:07 left.
Jai Reed Campbell, back number 21 to receive this kick, is a San Antonio Sports All-Star. He is an electric player. They haven't had to kick it to him tonight. And it's caught at the 20, up the middle, breaking through to the 40 is William Gaddis. And Wagner will have outstanding field position. They've got to go 60 yards in a minute with 1 timeout. We saw excellent clock management by the Canyon staff at the end of the first half. Can Jason Starren do the same here for the Wagner squad? It's a Cowboys 8C 1st down. He's communicating to his team right now what the goal is. You're in a 1-minute offense. You practice this on Thursdays most weeks. And you know the drill.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to give up on the run. You just got to be very quick getting back to the line of scrimmage.
They pitch it
Look
to
out.
Ford. Ford gets a block at the 50. He's to the across midfield down to the 43-yard line, and the clock stops to move the chains, but it looks like Starron's going to burn his time, or is an injury timeout. It's an injury timeout from a Canyon player that will benefit Wagner. So Wagner keeps their one timeout. Clock stops. They got to be ready to go on the wind. Our referee, Kyle Fuhrer, in the white hat, will start the clock on his wind. And as soon as they clear the field with the injured player.
Yeah, it's Kono Hyatt, one of their dudes, man. So that's a big blow for Canyon as they try to get a stop here on the last.
Clock starts. They get it off after just 1 second. Smith back to pass. Fires over into the flat. It's incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 48 seconds. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 43.
And that may have been a blessing in disguise, because I think even if that play is converted right there, I mean, Canyon had a guy right there, and all you're talking about is probably, if the tackle's made, a runoff situation here with the clock.
But I like the idea to get Ford in space, right? I mean, he's your guy, and in this split tee or veer, you don't get it to him in space very often. They'll pitch it to try to get to the outside. Canyon's got it red. Get out of bounds if you're Wagner. They do, but he was forced out of bounds.
Daniel Pettis, mercy.
Clock stops, and it'll be the clock more your enemy than the down marker at this point.
Well, Daniel Pettis, there's a reason why that dude's an all-star.
Well, they had that read perfectly, didn't they?
Yeah, he blew that up, got back there, and then was able to run across the field and make a play. So Wagner running out of downs and time here with 41 seconds left.
Down to their last 2 snaps. Smith wants to throw. He's pressured. That's the worst thing that can possibly happen for Wagner is a sack, and that'll make Jason Starron burn his last time out with 34 seconds to go, 39 on the scoreboard.
And look who it was, Mr. Wonderful 17, just bull rushing his guy, strength on top of strength, plowing the road to get back to the quarterback and make another huge play. That's 2 in a row for 17.
And it's time for our collision of the game, brought to you by the Bexar County Sheriff's Department. And it's right here, Greg Williams causing the fumble. But a smart play by the Cougs to jump on the football. Great job by Big Judah Strakos to recover it. That led to the game. Go-ahead touchdown right now. It's the game winner at this point. It's 4th down and 15, more than that, more than about 4th down and 20.
We were talking to, as we look at Daniel Pettis and the game that he's had, we just talked about Greg Williams. We were talking to Coach Starron this week. He said, who's your best player, hands down? He goes, oh, it's Greg Williams. It's not even a contest. Loves that kid.
Well, he's hoping to Markel Ford here. Smith, back to pass, going down the sidelines, got to have it, and it's incomplete. That's your football game. The Canyon Cougars are going to survive a fantastic football game here at Rutledge Stadium. Travis Bush and the Cougs are going to grab 2nd place in District 12 5A Division I. But I tell you what, both teams with their 5-1 district records lived up to the billing tonight.
Yeah, they did, and a well-earned victory by Canyon. And I'm telling you, Don, we've seen these guys. We knew what we were in for here tonight. Look out, whoever's got to play these guys in the first round, either one of them.
They're good, man, and they're really well coached.
Indeed.
Victory formation will do it. Travis Bush will shake the hand of Jason Starren. And the Canyon Cougars will finish the regular season with just one loss, and that's to a very good Smithson Valley team earlier in the season to start district play. They don't have to snap it, so they'll line up and shake hands. And the Canyon Cougars will win it 30-24. Will be our final score, and when we come back, we'll hand out the Monarch trophies to Coach Travis Bush. And something tells me that the Adams may have to share a trophy in their bedroom, in their bunk beds.
Or duke it out to see who gets it.
What a game.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Vulcan Materials Company, Centro Med, Red McCombs Toyota, Texas Med Clinic, Cowboys AC, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Rhino Roofers, Atlas Floors Carpet One, Air and Plumbing Today, Solve HR, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Beluga Air, Christus Santa Rosa Sports Medicine, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights post-game show, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
Welcome back. Our final score, Canyon 30, Wagner 24. The Cougars grab second place, the second seed in the District 12 5A Division I playoff race. And Chuck, we can have all the fantastic finishes, all the great plays we want, but I'm telling you, this season especially, the thing I enjoy most about TNL is what we're going to do right now. The enthusiasms that these kids show when they get a trophy for a regular season game. It's not a huge deal, but it's a huge deal to them. And Kristen Urban's down on the field with the victorious Cougars. Kristen, take it away.
Thanks, Don. For the first time this season, I'm going to announce our players of the game. Would Deuce and Eli Adams please come forward? First of all, congratulations. Deuce, we'll start with you. Walk us through that drive that really sealed the deal for the team.
Yeah, so we started out rough. We had like 2 third downs in a row, but I made a clutch play and Braden made a clutch catch so we could set up a big score.
What does it mean for you to get to play on a team with your brother?
It means everything. It's what we all work for. I'm glad I have him in my life, and I'm glad I get to play with him every Friday.
Thanks, Deuce, and congratulations. Eli, how were you able to seal the deal tonight?
You know, he just called fan, and I knew I had to make a play in a big moment.
You're on now a 5-game win streak. What does that say about this squad?
We worked hard all week. We've been putting in work all summer, all year, waiting for this moment.
Thanks, Eli, and congratulations. Since y'all are brothers, I'm going to make y'all do rock, paper, scissors for this MVP trophy. You've earned this. Congratulations. I'll bring over Coach Bush now. Coach, it was a battle all night. How were you able to get this one done?
It wasn't me. It was these guys, and you know, we knew it'd be a battle, and that's a great football team. Coach Starren does a great job, but we knew if it came down to the fourth quarter, this group would find a way, and they have all year. The number of times we've come down to the fourth quarter, and big time players make big time plays in big ball games, and that's what these guys did. So can't say enough about the defense. That's an offense that's been rolling over people, but to get the number of stops they did, that's all we talked about was getting enough stops, and one more than they did, and then making sure we scored enough points. So really can't say enough how proud I am of this group and what they've done, not tonight, but all season.
Coming out of the locker room, you talked about a playoff-like atmosphere. How does that help you moving forward?
Well, because it's going to come down to fourth quarter. It's going to be, and both teams are playing for the same thing. We're playing for the win. We're playing for the home game, playing for the trophy, and next week's going to be playing for survival. So, really, again, proud of them, the way they came out. A lot of adversity in the first half, but to come out and make the plays necessary down in the fourth quarter to win, you can't say enough about these guys.
How important are Deuce and Eli to this offense?
Well, you saw what they can do. I mean, and they did some things early in the first half to take some people away and force us to run the football, and we stepped up and ran the ball good, and then they got back out of it, and then these guys started making some plays again in the pass game. So it was a good balance. It was a chess match with those guys, and but again, can't say enough about these guys making the plays.
Thanks, Coach, and congratulations. This is y'all's trophy. Congratulations. Here you go, Coach. You can hand this to your players. Congratulations, y'all.
The Cougs headed to the playoffs on a high after a big win tonight, and it's time for our Atlas Floors Carpet One play of the night. Chuck, I'll give you one guess what it is.
Let me see here. The Adams family?
Deuce to Eli, that's your game winner. Canyon victorious. Here spoiling senior night and Wagner's home field. We'll be coming back to wrap it up after this.
Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights post-game show, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
All right, again, our final 30-24. Let's check our Texas Med Clinic urgent care fourth quarter highlights. I told you this was going down to the wire, and it did. Wagner answering the bell. Markel Ford splitting the D, taking it to the house. They went for two, got it. We had ourselves a tie game going into the final couple of minutes. Canyon survived a fumble. They recovered it. And then the Adams brothers hooked up for the game winner. And the Canyon Cougars victorious tonight. And guess what? Tino's not over. You just got to wait till January 7th. The San Antonio Sports All-Star Game presented by HEB. Team Black and Team Gold, coached by David Sines of Steel and Steve Baser from Brennan. The very best of the best seniors in San Antonio going to show out at the Alamo Dome. So make sure you come back for that one on the CW35. We'll remind you between now and then. It's a long way
Maybe
away.
just a little bit.
Tune in every week for our All-Stars for the next couple of months, both on Max Sports and Sports Sunday, as we introduce you to these great All-Stars. Hey, I want to introduce you to this great crew that Chuck and I have had the pleasure of working with all season long. Of course, the executive producer is Dean Radla. The sales manager, Guillermo Reyes. Our photographers, as you're taking a look at these guys, Tremaine McBride, JJ Champion, David Arguello, Sean Tyson, Ski, Bryce, who's been with us for 100 years, on the bug, Lincoln Watts and Isaac Sines, the red hat down on the field, Steve Foodie, the audio, David Lowe, of course, our directors we talk about every week, Brian Watts, he's just amazing. Sideline reporters, Kristen Urban and Matt Roy. Video, Jim Cottle. The replay guy, Ryan Carter. Pat West on graphics. Master Control, John Gonzalez back at the mothership. Oscar Zamora and the guys down in the truck on the SAT truck. The engineers, Mike Guerrero and Javier Ramos and Nathan Barron and Mike Seifert. Where would we be without Mike Seifert and Nathan Barron? Not to mention our photographers extraordinaire, Jack Green and Carlos Sanchez. Felicia Pastrano and David Chancellor doing the Scholar Feature Athletes of the Week features. Josh Larson, Brad Souter, Joe DeCarlo, Simon Anders doing the pep rally. And Chuck, I know you and I both want to give a special shout out to the guy that does all of this, Chris Cox.
He's the man. None better. I know we're saying that and nobody's going to believe us, but you got to see it to believe it. If you're here, you'd know.
It's just his show, and we're just living in it. Hey, it's been another fun season of high school football. 3 fantastic finishes to close it out. And we will see you on January 7th from the Alamo Dome for the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game presented by HEB. For Chuck Mickatinick, Nick Funky Cole Medina on the stats. Good night, everybody.
Watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.